You know, and when my chest started acting like funny and sensitive, I also didn't think of like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant. Like, I was thinking, dang, I'm finally about to get some boobs. Like,
Queen, you are valued. You are loved. You are appreciated. You are needed. You feel me? You are joy. When you walk in the room, you demand that respect. Okay, you set the tone, queen. You are beautiful. You're freaking gorgeous, girl. What the hell? You see yourself, you know it. You feel me? You are you. You are that one.
what's up, you guys? My name is Janae Christina, and I am back with another video. Today, I'll be talking to you guys about my story, about how I found out that I was pregnant and how I told my parents that I was pregnant. I know I've been gone for quite some time now. It's been like maybe, I don't know, a month or two. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I've just been like super busy, just doing all type of stuff. Like, there's no excuse, and I understand that. But if you a mother, then you know how it is. Like, you have so much to prepare for. And me being 8 months pregnant, I have so much to prepare for. The fact that we have Corona going around, Miss Corona swooped in and stole the show for my baby, y'all. Like, there's some things that I planned that I can't even do anymore due to lockdown. Just so I can stay on track, I have this iPad. I basically have an outline of how things happen. The whole point of me doing this video is because I want to obviously share my story. I just wanted to be able to be a resource to someone, a young woman, whether she's my age, like 19, that's how old I am, I'm 19 years old, whether she's 19, 18, 17, 15, 14, or even in their 20s. I wanted to share my story for someone who could be in the same situation as me, someone who is curious about somebody who is in a situation. How do they tell their family? How did they cope with the idea of even having to be pregnant? Like, what did they do? I want people to be able to come to this video and be able to be like, oh, like, I can relate to her. This video is not intended for me to promote teen pregnancy. I'm not telling y'all to, yeah, go home, go with your boo, go have sex and get it popping and have your baby. No, I'm just here to say that if life happens and it hits you, it's okay at the end of the day. Don't be afraid to tell your parents. Don't be afraid to accept it, and just, you know, just live your life. Like, this is your life. This is my life. This is my story, and I want to share it with y'all. This video is also for people who may think like, oh, that could never be me. I could never be that girl. Let me tell you, okay? I thought I would be the last person to be pregnant. I thought I could never be that girl. But look at your girl being that girl. Like, I'm pregnant, y'all, and it happened to me. If it happened to me, it can happen to you. So I'm here to say, protect yourself. It don't take a whole lot to get pregnant. It's so easy to get pregnant, y'all. It should be a crime, for real. Like, y'all, I got pregnant and I wanted to call the police. Like, who done put this baby in me, bro? So don't play with your body. Don't play with your life. Don't play with babies. Don't play with God. Don't play. Protect yourself, because it could very well happen to you. I am sharing a big part of me, and I ask that everybody respect it, respect me, respect the struggle, respect what I went through, and just enjoy what I have to say. So let me start off by saying I found out I was pregnant during my sophomore college year, which was this past fall. I conceived my child in August, I believe on the 15th, and I found out I was pregnant on September 5th. The main reason why I'm here today with a baby is because I stopped taking my birth control pills.
Hold on, fuck that.
I stopped taking my birth control pills, and I stopped taking my birth control pills because if you know, maybe y'all don't know, but birth control, it may prevent babies, but birth control is not good for your body at all. Birth control literally prevents your body from doing what it's naturally supposed to do, which is reproduce babies. You know, when birth control prevents your body from doing what God made your body to do, it's gonna be some problems, you know. For instance, when I took birth control, I had hot flashes, I gained lots of weight, I you know, sometimes even birth control can make you have yeast infections. Birth control can really affect the way that your vagina reacts and stuff. I stopped taking birth control in like July, and after that a lot of time had gone by, and I remember my mom telling me like, hey Janae, like, make sure you're taking them birth control pills. Don't forget that birth control pill. Do you take a birth control pill? And I'm just like, yeah, Mom, like, yes. But sometimes I would miss a couple of days of taking my birth control, and I would think like, I'll just get back on track. I'm not gonna worry about it. I should have been worrying about it, but anyways, August was the time for college to start back up. My sophomore year in college. My boyfriend at the time was going to his junior year in college, and we were going to different schools for the first time. Like, he left earlier than I left from my hometown. I left August 25th. That was my moving day, and he had left a couple of days before that. So we decided that we wanted to spend time together, go on dates, and just bond before it was time for us to separate for, you know, a couple of months and go to school. During the times that we had spent together, that is when I had conceived our baby, and yeah. So when I stopped taking my birth control pills, weeks have went on, days have went on, and I realized that I was losing a lot of weight. I was always skinny. I was never like thick or anything like that. I was always skinny. Paying attention to my weight gain, I would wonder like, was I always this skinny? Like, did I always look this thin to people? And my boyfriend at the time did point out that I was losing weight, and I was like, yeah, I kind of noticed that too. Like, I'm just losing weight out here, and I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but hey, I was just losing weight. I was thinking maybe I wasn't eating enough. Maybe my metabolism is just acting a fool and just is so against me. Other than me losing a lot of weight after I stopped taking my birth control pills, I started to notice a lot of different stomach feelings. Like, my stomach would just be queasy and like not nauseous, but like just rumbling and gassy. I didn't really know what to think of it. I thought like maybe this is an after effect after I stopped taking my birth control. Maybe my body is getting used to not taking a supplement every single day. That's the only thing that made sense to me. I did not think like, oh, my stomach acting crazy, I'm pregnant. Like, I did not think that at all. So I just blamed it on the birth control, and I didn't worry about it. I also started to notice a lot more discharge. I didn't know if I had an infection. I didn't know if my body was just being natural and just producing discharge. You know, it looked regular. It wasn't like any kind of color, anything irregular. It was just regular stuff. So once again, I just felt like, okay, maybe I'm just getting used to and adapting to not taking birth control. So I left it alone. I didn't think anything else of it. That was that with the birth control. Fast forward to August 25th. It was officially my moving day for my first college apartment. I was in my first apartment, and I was so excited to just go to school. I had so much on my mind around that time. I had a new apartment. I had a new puppy. I had, you know, college to look forward to and to worry about, because, you know, it's like a fresh start. So I was just thinking so much about college and just getting my money together at the end of the year or the end of the summer so I could have some spending money when I go to school. I wasn't really paying attention to the way that my body was feeling, other than what I just told y'all from my birth control. So I really, you know, I felt those symptoms of whatever I was feeling, and I just ignored it because I had stuff to do. You know, like, I wasn't thinking like, dang, like I did this and now I'm feeling like that. Like, I just wasn't thinking like that. So the first few days that I had moved into college, I had noticed that, you know, my stomach was still very queasy, and I started having really bad cramps. And when I had those cramps, I started to think like, okay, like, is my period about to start, or am I about to start early? Am I ovulating? Maybe I'm ovulating. So maybe I should just, you know, expect a period to come sooner than later. The way that I can describe the way my stomach is feeling at this point, my stomach was like tightening and loosening and hardening again and just flipping and making different noises. And I'm just thinking like, what did I eat, or what is happening here? Like, birth control did me like that, sis. I will never go back. Whole time it wasn't the birth control, obviously, but yeah, I just kept on feeling all these changes, and I thought like maybe I'm ovulating. Like, who knows what's going on. But it wasn't until a couple days after the fact that I started to notice more changes to my body. I started to notice that I couldn't eat a lot of food as I usually would. So me and my friends would go to the cafeteria. We would eat a lot of food like we normally would, because you know cafeterias at college are buffet style. So last year I ate whatever I want, how much I want, when I wanted to eat it, all that. But when I got to college this year, it was like I got full off the smallest portions of food. Like I couldn't eat a lot of food at all. If I ate too much food, I started to feel sick. And it was just crazy. Like I was just thinking to myself, like, why can't I eat more food than I'm used to eating? Like, say for instance, say I had like a burger and a fry and some fruit or something. I could probably eat one piece of my burger, like one bite of my burger and like half of my fries, and I would just be full. And that was the oddest thing to me, because when I tell y'all your girl can eat, okay, like I might be skinny, but I can eat. All right, I was eating way before this baby came along. Appetite was always a part of Janae's world. Okay, appetite. Can't even spell Janae without appetite. Along with the fact that I couldn't really eat a whole lot of food, I started to notice that my chest and my nipples were a little more sensitive to the touch. Like whenever I would, like say I'm putting a shirt on or say I'm taking a shower, stuff like that bothered me. Like it was just like, ugh, like I just didn't like the feeling. It made me cringe, bro. Like it really made me cringe. I did not like anything touching my chest at all. I hated bras, you know. I didn't hate them that much because it didn't affect me that much, but it was still a different kind of feeling. And I was just like, and when my chest started acting like funny and sensitive, I also didn't think of like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant. Like I was thinking, dang, I'm finally about to get some boobs. Like sheesh. Like I thought it was just a growth spurt, or you know, I thought my body was finally maturing. 19 of them years, I thought it was finally about to give me some boobs, but nope. So back to when I was saying I was having discharge. The discharge did not stop. I kept thinking like why is there, you know, it was like more than normal discharge, because every girl has discharge. Ladies, it's a normal thing. Do not think like, oh, she nasty, she got discharge. No. If you don't have discharge, then something is wrong with your body, because discharge is when your body is cleansing itself of bacteria, sweat, whatever the case may be, all that stuff. I'm not an expert, so I don't know everything that it is. But discharge is your body cleaning itself out. So if you don't got no discharge, check yourself, boo, don't check me. I started to notice like I have to keep cleaning and maintaining my body more than I would on a normal basis. And I just think like, why is there so much moisture here? Like why, what's happening here? So now I'm really thinking like, okay, maybe I should go get checked out. You know, it's about that time to get checked out anyway. Which, another thing, if you are going to be sexually active, you need to make sure you are getting checked up. You don't, you know, sometimes we have things going on with our female area and we don't even have symptoms to be able to know that we have something going on with our female area. Guys too, you don't know what your body might be doing. So it's always safe to just make sure that you go get checked out. Make sure you don't have an STI, STD, HIV, none of that, yeast infections, none of that. I wanted to make sure my body was still in a good condition and make sure I was still healthy. So I just figured, all right, well, I'm having a lot of discharge and it's about time for me to get a checkup anyways. So I went to my school clinic and I got checked up. So when I went to go get checked up, I remember I didn't have a yeast infection or nothing. I remember asking the doctor that I was seeing, or the nurse that I was seeing, I was asking about like my stomach cramp, and she pretty much just, I think she like felt on my stomach and just put pressure in areas and asked me if it was causing me any kind of pain or anything, and it didn't. It wasn't causing me pain. It was just the simple fact that my stomach was not at rest. Like it was like a freaking ocean in there. Like, I just didn't know what was happening. And I had mentioned to her that I was not on birth control anymore, and I thought that could be the reason. And she kind of agreed with me, and she was like, yeah, your body could probably just be adjusting to not having birth control, or you could very well just be going through regular girl things, and your body is just growing as you are. So I was just thinking like, okay, well, if she didn't mention a baby, then ain't no baby in there. Otherwise, she would have said something. So I would go back home and everything, and I went back to my apartment, and I could, I would start noticing that I couldn't like sleep very well. And I know people say like you cannot feel when you conceive a baby, like, and you can't feel when a guy's sperm meets your egg and they just come together and produce a baby. You're not gonna feel that. Deep down inside, I was worried. I had the idea in the back of my mind that I could be pregnant, but I still brushed it off at the end of the day. But it did sometimes keep me up at night, especially like not even just the thought of being pregnant, but sometimes when I would lay on my stomach, I would feel a pocket of something in my belly, and it was just like, I don't know, it's like when I slept on my stomach, it would feel like I was laying on something that shouldn't be there. Say I was laying down on my stomach and I felt something like a little remote, just like me just laying on my remote. It just felt like something was underneath my stomach that should not have been there. And I couldn't put my finger on what that could be. But I also thought in the back of my mind like, well, you can't feel a baby that early in the game. But who's to really say? Because I could have sworn I felt a baby or something. But to ease myself, I was like, all right, Janae, like, you're not pregnant. You can't feel a baby at this stage, even if you was pregnant. So maybe it's just all in your head. So I was just trying to calm myself and just think like, all right, okay, maybe I'm just a little gassy. Maybe it's not a fetus or nothing like that. So we're just gonna ignore it. Keep in mind how like I was ignoring all of these symptoms, and I was just, all these red flags that I should have been paying attention to. If you have a red flag, please pay attention to the red flags, because a red flag is there for a reason. God trying to tell you something, sis. So do not ignore a red flag. That's not even just for a baby. For relationships, jobs, anything that you see that could be a red flag, acknowledge it, because it's there for a reason. Pretty much every time I thought I found a symptom, I was in denial, but it was the breast that did it for me. Like, and then at this point in the game, my breast really started hurting. Like it wasn't just tender and everything else. My chest was in pain. It would kind of hurt to lay on them, and I really thought like, okay, this is probably puberty. At this stage, I started to talk to my two close friends in college and also my boyfriend at the time. My boyfriend at the time was telling me like, no, you're not pregnant. You're not pregnant. Don't even say that. Don't even think that, because I already know that you're not pregnant. And I'm like, okay, but I really think I'm pregnant. Like, I'm having all these crazy feelings. Like, I don't know what's wrong, but something's wrong. And it was kind of like he just wasn't listening to me. I think deep down he knew that it could very well be a possibility, but I don't think he wanted to put that out there into the atmosphere like, oh yeah, you could for sure be pregnant. Like, I think he was kind of scared just as well as I was. But when I told my friends I thought I was pregnant, they were kind of just telling me like, Janae, like, why do you feel like that? Don't say that. Just trying to persuade me to calm down, ease my nerves, and just say that 9 times out of 10, I'm not pregnant, I'm just having a pregnancy scare, and everybody has it. I really didn't start panicking until I felt nauseous. Like that was the very next symptom that I started to feel. Like I wasn't throwing up, I wasn't having morning sickness, but I was having nauseous feelings in the morning time. I'll say like when I wake up early, or when I would wake up early, I would feel nauseous. I would need to lay back down instantly. If I got up too fast, I would feel nauseous and I would have to sit back down, because I would just feel lightheaded and my stomach would kind of feel a little weak. So that's when I started to think like, okay, like this cannot all be symptoms from birth control. It has to be more to this story I know it's not just birth control making my breast hurt, making me lose weight, making me not be able to eat big meals, making me feel nauseous, lightheaded, you know, cramping really bad. At this point, I knew something was going on. So when I explained this to my friends, and I know that I'm saying, like, when I told my friend this and when I told my friend that, I didn't tell my parents anything because I did not want them to stress what I was stressing. I didn't want them to be able to, you know, think like, this girl over here is scared she pregnant and she in school and she just not focused. You know, I just wanted to know the truth for myself before I just put a big concern like that out to my parents, because I don't like to stress them. I don't like to have them worry about me. I like to take care of myself. You know, I'm at that age where it's time for me to buckle down, be a grown up, and handle my own business. So a lot of the time through this process, I really, you know, leaned on my friends hard. I didn't really go to my mom or my dad when I was going through these symptoms, these changes and everything. That's why I keep bringing up my friends. If you guys wondering, like, dang girl, you gonna keep on talking about your friends, like, I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell her until later.